हेलो फ्रेंड्स, कैसे हैं आप सभी। वेलकम टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ पॉलिटी 2023 घटनाचक्र। आज हम फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज़ करेंगे। इसके पहले के चैप्टर्स हैं जो शुरू से यूनियन टेरिटरीज़, फंडामेंटल राइट्स, डीपीएसपीज़ एट्सेट्रा, ये मैंने ऑलरेडी कवर कर लिए हैं। अगर आपने नहीं देखा है तो आप चैनल की प्लेलिस्ट सेक्शन में जा सकते हो एंड प्लेलिस्ट में आपको पॉलिटी घटनाचक्र के नाम से प्लेलिस्ट मिलेगी। वहाँ पे ऑलरेडी सारे सीक्वेंस में अपलोडेड है। तो लेट्स स्टार्ट। Now, the fundamental duties in the Indian Constitution have been borrowed from the USSR, Russian Constitution से. Now, these were added on the recommendation of Sardar Swarn Singh Committee through 42nd Amendment Act 1976. ध्यान रखना, fundamental duties were added by the 42nd Amendment, whereas 44th Amendment से right to property was deleted and it was made a legal right under Article 300A of the Constitution. ठीक है ना। फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज़ 42nd अमेंडमेंट से आई। इट इज़ पार्ट 4A ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, आर्टिकल 51A। ठीक है, 11 ड्यूटीज़ को रिकमेंड किया गया था, बट 10 सबसे पहले इंस्टीट्यूट की गई एंड देन 11th फंडामेंटल ड्यूटी वॉज एडेड बाय द 86 कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट विच वॉज रिलेटेड टू एजुकेशन। नाउ 51A के अंदर कौन कौन सी फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज़ है आइए देखते हैं। To abide by the Constitution and respect the national flag and the national anthem, to cherish and follow the noble ideas which inspired our national struggle for freedom, to protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India, defend the country, promote the spirit of common brotherhood amongst all people of India, to preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture, to protect and improve the natural environment, to develop the scientific temper and spirit of inquiry, and to safeguard public property, to strive toward excellence in all spheres of the individual and collective activity. Now, जो 11 ड्यूटी थी which was added by the 86th amendment, this was who is a parent or guardian to provide opportunity for education to his child between 6 and 14 years of age. It was added by the 86th amendment act. Now let's do the questions. फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज़ के रिगार्डिंग विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट आर ट्रू। अ लेजिस्लेटिव प्रोसेस हैव बीन प्रोवाइडेड टू इन्फोर्स दिस ड्यूटीज़, गलत है। देयर इज़ नो लेजिस्लेटिव प्रोसेस एंड इट इज़ नॉन इन्फोर्सिएबल, ऑप्शनल है ये। ठीक है, मतलब इसकी इन्फ्रिंजमेंट में यू कांट गो टू द सुप्रीम कोर्ट एंड क्लेम योर फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज़ ऑन दैट एंड दे आर को रिलेटिव टू लीगल ड्यूटीज़। नो, these are not, these are optional. Although the parliament by appropriate law can impose this on public through a law, but अभी तक ये legally enforceable नहीं है। The provision relating to the fundamental duties in the Constitution of India were added on the recommendation of सरदार स्वर्ण सिंह कमेटी। बलवंत राय कमेटी के रिकमेंडेशन से पंचायती राज was given constitutional status by the 73rd Amendment Act and एक और चीज़ याद रखना, 74th Amendment से municipalities were given constitutional status। ठीक है। Now, which of the following committees recommended the inclusion of fundamental duties in the Constitution? So it was Swan Singh Committee. Fundamental duties were incorporated on the recommendation of Swan Singh Committee. Which amendment included the fundamental duties of India? It was 42nd Amendment. Now, the fundamental duty to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity in India, integrity of India is mentioned at number 3. ठीक है, the first one is to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideal, institution and the national flag, national anthem. B is, second one is the cherish the noble ideas which inspired our national struggle, and third is the to protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity. Now, when were the fundamental duties mentioned in the Constitution? By the 42nd Amendment. Under which article of the Indian Constitution provision for fundamental duties has been made by the 42nd Amendment Act? So 51A से। ठीक, 51 is DPSP, ध्यान रखना। DPSP कौन सा? तो फॉरेन पॉलिसी से रिलेटेड, and DPSP is part 4, whereas fundamental duties is part 4A. When were the fundamental duties incorporated in the Constitution? 1976. In which year fundamental duties of citizens were introduced? So 42nd Amendment 1976. Fundamental duties are mentioned in which part? 4A में mentioned है. Fundamental duties are mentioned in which part? 4A. So this is a nice question. ध्यान रखना. Which of the following were the members of Swan Singh committee? So A, B and D. आइए देखते हैं. टोटल 12 मेंबर्स थे सरदार स्वर्ण सिंह कमेटी में. स्वर्ण सिंह वॉज द चेयरमैन. AR अंटुले, SS रे, रजनी पटेल, HR गोखले, VS शाहिद मोहम्मद, VN गडगिल, CM स्टीफन, DP सिंह, दिनेश गोस्वामी, वसंत साथे एंड BN बनर्जी. ठीक है. दीज वेयर दी members. Total 12 members were there in the Swan Singh committee. By which constitutional amendment 10 fundamental duties were added in the Indian Constitution? 42nd. Fundamental duties are enumerated in part 4A. Which article of the Indian Constitution enumerates fundamental duties of Indian citizen? 51A. The 10 commandments which were added by the 42nd Amendment Act in Constitution of India are called as fundamental duties, part 4A. Now, which of the following amendment acts is related to fundamental duties? 42nd. Fundamental duties were incorporated in Constitution by the 42nd Amendment. 42nd Amendment has incorporated into Constitution of India a new chapter on fundamental duties. Which of the following statement regarding fundamental duties are not true? So, they can be enforced by writs. तो ये statement हमारा not true है. क्यों? क्योंकि writs can be issued for fundamental rights and other constitutional provisions that are enforceable. But मैंने बताया था fundamental duties are not enforceable, तो writ हम नहीं issue कर सकते हैं. Other options को भी देख लेते हैं. ठीक है. They can be promoted only by constitutional method. बिल्कुल सही है. They can be used for interpreting ambiguous state. बिल्कुल सही है. The performance of any particular duty comes within the sphere of constitutional law which court has to decide. बिल्कुल सही है. They can be enforced by writ is not true. Now, under the Constitution of India, which of the following is not a fundamental duty? To vote in general election, this is not a fundamental duty. To abide and respect under the provisions of Article 51A is concerned to the Constitution, that is fundamental duties. Which of the following is a fundamental duty? Separation of executive from judiciary from executive. This is Article 50 of DPSP. To value, preserve the rich and culture and rich heritage of our composite culture. Yes, this is a fundamental duty. Free and compulsory education is Article 21A. Fundamental right है हमारा. Prohibition of untouchability is also fundamental right under Article 17. A fundamental duty of a citizen does not include to protect the natural environment. बिल्कुल है. Cherish and follow the noble ideas which inspired our national struggle. बिल्कुल. To strive towards abolition of untouchability. अभी बताया. This is Article 17 of the fundamental rights. Right to equality. Now, which of the following is not a part of fundamental duties under Indian Constitution? Organize village panchayat. This is a DPSP under Article 40. Which of the following duties has been prescribed by the Indian Constitution as fundamental duties? Pay income tax तो नहीं है. Defend the country है. Preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture बिल्कुल है. 1-3 है हमारा. ठीक है. Safeguard public property भी है. तो 1, 3 and 4 is right. Fundamental duties कौन कौन सी है? To preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. This is true. Protect the weaker section from the social injustice. ये mention नहीं है. Develop the scientific temper and spirit of inquiry. बिल्कुल है. Strive towards excellence in all sphere of the individual and collective activity. बिल्कुल है. तो 1, 3 and 4 is right. Now, protection of which of the following is a fundamental duty? So, protection of wildlife is a fundamental duty. It shall be every duty of the citizen to protect and improve the natural environment. This is Article 51A. Which of the following is incorrect? Fundamental duties are the part of fundamental rights. बिल्कुल सही है स्टेटमेंट, मतलब स्टेटमेंट गलत है, ऑप्शन सही है. इट इज़ नॉट अ पार्ट. फंडामेंटल राइट इज enforceable in court, whereas fundamental duties is not enforceable in court. Which of the following is not a fundamental duty? तो रिस्पेक्ट नेशनल एंथम सही है. सेफ गार्ड पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी बिल्कुल सही है. टू प्रोटेक्ट monuments and places of public importance, this is not a fundamental duties, it is a directive principle of state policy. To protect and improve the natural environment तो बिल्कुल है. Which of the following is not a fundamental duty? To protect monument and places of national importance. Repeated question है. It is a DPSP under Article 49. Now, which of the following is not provided in Part 4A? Respect the national flag, बिल्कुल है. Promote spirit of brotherhood amongst all people of India, yes. To respect our parents and teachers, nowhere mentioned in the fundamental duties. तो C हमारा आंसर है. Under the Constitution of India, which of the following is not a fundamental duty? To vote in public election is not a fundamental duty. Now, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, Part 5 को हमें मैच करना है. हमें बताना है which is not correctly matched. तो Part 5 fundamental duties बिल्कुल सही, क्योंकि fundamental duties is mentioned in Part 4A. To uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India is a provision under fundamental duties. Now, how many fundamental duties are there in Indian Constitution? So there are 11. 10th were added by the 42nd amendment, whereas 11th one जो कि education से related है, it was added by the 86th amendment act. Now, to foster, ये हमें मैच करना है. To foster respect for the international law, to have compassion for living creature, we have to match this. So foster respect for international law mentioned in Article 51C. To have compassion for living creatures is mentioned in 51AG. To develop spirit of inquiry and reform is mentioned in Article 51AH. To separate judiciary from the executive and the public state service, this is a DPSP mentioned in Article 50. तो D का हमारा 3 है. So B is the right answer. With this we have finished our chapter of fundamental duties. कल से we will do our next chapter. Thank you.